The biggest change that's happened in the last 15 years to the car industry is the used car market. Back in 2009, you could take $2,000 and buy a pretty decent car. But nowadays, you could spend $5,000 on a truck like that and not even be sure if the motor's still running good in it. How did we get to this point? Well, the craziest part is it all started with the housing market. Let me explain. You see, around 2005, banks started giving out subprime mortgages. And basically, these were mortgages they were giving to people that really couldn't afford to pay them back. Not a good idea. But the people thought it was great. Everybody got to buy a house and live the American dream. But what they didn't know is their interest rates would go up at some point. And when they did, the whole system would collapse, along with the used car markets that were supplying cheap cars, kind of like this one. And in 2008, that's exactly what happened. The whole system collapsed and nobody had any money. They couldn't pay back the mortgages they got for their house, and more importantly, they couldn't buy any new cars. And the car manufacturers like Ford, GM, and Dodge said, well, if nobody's gonna buy any new cars, we're gonna stop employing people because we ain't gonna have any money to pay the people we're employing. Obviously, the government couldn't let this happen because if nobody had any money and nobody had any jobs to get money, then the economy itself would collapse. So instead of giving money out to the people, what did the government do? Well, it gave it to the manufacturers, but not directly. It kind of did it indirectly through a program called Cash for Clunkers. And this is what created the used car market that we have today. So when you're in the middle of a global financial crisis, the last thing you want to do is buy a brand new truck that you can't afford. Even if the government gave out all that money for people to buy new cars with, the last thing you want to buy is a brand new truck when you're completely broke. Probably want to buy a house or maybe even food before then. So the government knew it couldn't just give the money away. It had to incentivize people to want to go buy new cars for some reason. The plan was simple for the government. Let's buy back all the old cars, give people money for them, destroy the old cars, and then they could take the money we give them to go buy the new cars. This is essentially what Cash for Clunkers was supposed to do. And it did it for the most part, but it missed a few goals in between and created a whole lot of problems for the future. Now, it was called Cash for Clunkers, but these cars weren't really clunkers. In fact, the requirements to take your car in for Cash for Clunkers, it had to be in good running and driving condition, less than 25 years old, under 18 miles per gallon of burning gas, and you had to prove that you owned it for over a year. So really, they were just taking good people's reliable cars and giving them $3,500 for it, which back in 2009 was kind of like gold. But nowadays, after this program, $3,500 is a cheap used car. But back in 2009, if you gave it for that thing, somebody would take it in a heartbeat. And that's exactly what people did. Now, you would think if somebody gave you 700,000 perfectly running cars, you would at least try to salvage the parts out of them and sell them, if not just sell all the cars. If somebody gave me 700,000 perfectly running cars, I'd be a millionaire in a few weeks, and I can guarantee that. But the government, they had other plans. They completely rendered these cars useless. What they did is then they brought these cars in for Cash for Clunkers. They would drain all the oil out and fill it up with a sodium silicate mixture. And then they would run the engine until they physically locked up. So all the cars that were sold into the Cash for Clunkers program were basically just destroyed instantly, and you couldn't even use the parts from them to keep other cars going anymore. Just a big waste, if you ask me. In 2009, the average used car price was around $8,400. You compare that to today, the average used car price is $20,000 to $30,000. That's an over 200% increase. And this is not all to do for Cash for Clunkers, but it has a lot to do with it. And it was all in the name of trying to make more fuel-efficient vehicles, save the environment, and save GM, Ford, and Chrysler. Which it kind of did, but it kind of also hurt them too. Let me explain. You see, before Cash for Clunkers, GM was making cars like these, and they're practically indestructible. Got the 5.3 liter V8 in it, and a 4L60E trans that goes bad sometimes, but it is rebuildable and fixable. And the bodies and everything else on these trucks, super durable, hardly ever goes bad. Then, after Cash for Clunkers, with all that government money, they started building this crap. In fact, Equinox sales went up 80%. And I know that makes any mechanic cringe because Equinoxes, probably the worst Chevys ever made. So in reality, Cash for Clunkers was taking good cars like these, old GM K1500s and GMT 800s, destroying them and putting the money into these GM crap. Now these Cruises, these Equinoxes, they're still stinking up the roads today. And they're part of the reason why it's so hard to find a good used vehicle nowadays. And part of the reason why any good used vehicle that's on the market nowadays goes for big money. So Cash for Clunkers basically killed good cars. A lot of the cars destroyed in Cash for Clunkers were from this era right here, 1994 to 2005. Now I call this era of vehicles the golden age because this is when the most reliable and durable vehicles were built. Pretty much every manufacturer was building a durable vehicle during this era, and a lot of them are still on the road today. Like this 1994 Chevy K1500. This thing has been through 3 generations of my family, and I guarantee if we started it up today, we could probably pull a house down with it. And that's because they still built them solid back then. But Cash for Clunkers didn't care about solid, reliable vehicles. It just cared about selling new vehicles. And really, it just set the platform for planned obsolescence to take over the car industry. With cars like this on the road today, we're a far way away from the golden age. These cars nowadays, 1, cost way too much to fix, and 2, break way too much. I mean, that K1500 has almost 300,000 miles on it, and we just now had to rebuild the transmission. We done towed so many things with that truck, it's a wonder how it lasted this long. But this Cadillac right here was bought used a few months ago, and within 3 weeks, it needed a brand new transmission. And that's just the reality of buying used cars nowadays. They're all junk and they're all overpriced, and it's all because we decided to start making more fuel efficient vehicles instead of riding in the old clunkers that we used to have. So the intentions for Cash for Clunkers were good. They wanted to save the car manufacturers, put money in the hands of Americans, and build more fuel efficient cars. And while the cars we got were more fuel efficient, they were not as reliable as the older cars that we had. They costed more to repair, and it really didn't put money back in the hands of Americans or recreate that many jobs. GM still had to have a bailout to survive, and the cars they ended up building with the bailout money turned out to be worse than any of the cars they've ever made before, in my opinion. And now we're stuck with a used car market that's heavily overinflated, and you can't even find a good used vehicle for $3,500 anymore. And the only thing I can really hope now is that this never happens again, where we're destroying perfectly fine cars in the name of making new technology that just costs the consumer more money. What we need to do is save these old cars, make them more fuel efficient somehow, there is ways to do it, and continue driving them for as long as possible. That way we don't have to spend as much money building new cars, waste as much resources as we do building new cars, and produce all the emissions that it takes to build new cars. Because it's probably just simpler and more fuel efficient to keep the older cars on the road burning a more fuel efficient fuel. That's just my opinion. Take it for what you're worth. But instead of just complaining all the time, I'm actually gonna do something about it. And what am I gonna do? Well, I wanna save some old cars, like the government should have. And my plan is to save old cars like this good old 05 Chevy truck and this 1999 Toyota 4Runner. These cars are part of the golden age, 2005, 1999. These cars, if you treat them right, they'll literally run forever. And somebody hasn't treated them right. So they ended up where I can fix them, restore them, and get them back in working order where they could truly last forever. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And until then, you know what to do. You can hit me up on Instagram and Facebook, follow me there. You can also now go to stay-dirty.com and get a t-shirt just like this one. I mean, check out the back of this thing. There's more t-shirts on there and more coming. So hit up stay-dirty.com, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm also on TikTok and Patreon. And of course, subscribe to this channel here, as we'll have more videos about fixing old cars, restoring them, and building the cars that are truly meant to be built and last a long time. Thanks for watching. Whatever you do, however you do it, make sure you work hard, make sure you play hard, and most importantly, make sure you stay dirty and subscribe. You can just call me Eddie.